Morning. How you doing? I just want to say hi, and I want to say congratulations to Judge Katani Brown Jackson for and congratulations. Well deserved. I looked over some of your competition, and I think that you was the best fit. And I'm glad that you was nominated and now elected. So someone sent me a message telling me something about your stance on transgender. My stance is give them nothing because they want to make real women feel like we're committing a crime by being real women. You know, they said, oh, I feel like a woman, so therefore I should be a woman. No, I feel like Beyonce, but I'm not Beyonce. If I tell anybody, oh, it's what I feel inside. I mean, I sing in the shower, I dance when I used to dance, I would shake up. You hear her song and you're thinking that you're performing. So, no, I'm not Beyonce, and no, you're not a woman, or you're not a man. You need psychological help. A man is not going to take you out and romance you in front of a crowd if you're a man pretending to be a woman. No matter what it says on the law. It's just how it is. Some people are freaky and they want to experience certain things, and they don't want to acknowledge that they're having sex with a man. You understand? So, no matter what you do, it's not going to be accepted. A lot of you get sex change and still you're not happy. But now, my thing is, you want to take over sports. You want women to be called cis. No, we call women. We call female. You know, God created male and female, and that's it. I mean, no disrespect to the gay community. I mean, you can live wherever you want. You can work wherever you want. You can do whatever you want or whatever. But this transgender thing is going way too far. Way too far. You're trying to push it on the public. You're trying to bribe these doctors. You're trying to bribe these politicians. Now you're going after the Bible to say that who says this is written by God. Yes, they're getting ready to go after the Bible. So now they probably going to want to to elect one of they trying to get. Did they get this guy elected when he was trying to be health minister? I forget. I don't know. I didn't read in it. But people don't see what's happening. There's a transgender that is in charge of health. They are trying to push the drugs to make men into women and women into men. They're trying to push all that. Then when they get all that push, they want to push real women out. People go, oh, well, you sound hateful, Sugar. You sound hateful. No, I just see the future. I can see if they say that they feel like a woman, whatever, but they going after us, black women. White women is gonna survive because they're gonna be held down because there's more white women in the world than anything else, and we can't help that no matter what. But they going after white women and they going after black women. But guess who's gonna suffer more? Black women, because in our community, sports is a way out of the ghetto or a way out of the life for us as black women and black men. Now, can you imagine if you put LeBron James in a dress and then one day LeBron says, oh, I feel like a woman. I want to be a woman, but I want to play basketballs, you know? And there's a law on the book saying, okay, men who dresses like women or feel like a woman or transgender into a woman can now play basketball. Now LeBron James is going to be going against all these women in running and basketball and whatever. You understand? Now they have all the black leadership jumping on their bandwagon, either by pay or whatever. See, they like jumping on the black communities, fight so they can get their fight. They look like they trying to help us, but they not. They trying to take over all our rights, and then they get it, and we still don't. We still don't. So everything that the black community is asking for, the gay community jumps on to act like they trying to help. But no, when it gets to thing, they get everything. Check up all the presidents. All gay rights passed. Not one black. And they were supposedly fighting for us too. No, they jumped over blacks and gave it to the gays. We got nothing. So don't be fooled. I'm telling you. Oh, everybody can live. Yeah, everybody can live their life and everything. But when it comes to rules in the book, it's going to come to bite you in the behind later on. So you give these transgender the right to play in sports and to do whatever. Black women is going to be out of work. They can't play sports anymore. And if they do, they're going to be in 4th and 5th place because they can't compete against a man. No matter what. No matter what. I saw a film the other day, interview, and this commentator was saying, listen, I'll call you a ma'am or sir behind the scenes. I'll be respectful behind the scenes. But when we're on camera and we're feeding it to America and we're feeding it to children, I'm going to call you by the sex that you are. Now, he was a she. He got offended when it was Ben Shapiro. So when Ben Shapiro called him a he told Ben Shapiro, I'm going to kick your ass. And I'm like, uh-huh. Now, a woman wouldn't really say that to a man. But a man who's pretending to a woman would say that because he knows when it comes down to it, he has the strength of a man. So when they say, oh, when I take my hormones, all the male hormones that, disappear, that's a bold-faced lie. That's a bold-faced lie. So if a man who's pretending to be a woman can beat can go toe to toe with a regular man any day, and he'll beat the hell out of a regular woman. I'm telling you, unless she's like 7 foot or 6 foot something or whatever, and she's buffing. But an average woman that a man is going up to, no matter how skinny he is, he's gonna beat a woman because he's a man. And that right there, when that male said he was gonna beat up Ben Shapiro, showed it right there. But the LGBT thing, they be like, oh, you can't do that because you can't tell the truth like that because they want this out in the air to make people think, the ones who don't read and the ones who don't really know, that, oh, when they become a woman, they have all these feminine things, blah 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 blah, they can't hit like a man, and the hormones. That's full crap. But I'm talking to all the all the black leadership out there and all the straight leadership out there. Do not give the transgenders nothing. They have the right to vote. They have the right to live wherever they want. They have the right to work wherever they want. They have the right to dress the way that's enough. To me, that's enough. You can work wherever you want. You can get whatever kind of job. Please. That's enough for me. The second conversation is, yeah, you say, oh, you say, okay, well, keep fighting they fight. All you straight people, keep fighting the fight. And you're going to lose everything. I'm telling you. 10 years from now, you're going to lose everything. I'm telling you. If you don't want to face facts, face facts. If you don't want to face facts, face facts. I can care less of what's his name, Dwayne Wade be saying with his daughter. You let a child decide that they want to turn into a woman. You let a child decide. I have nothing against an adult saying, I want to be a woman, 18 and over. I have nothing. I don't see anything wrong with that. But a child, you giving hormone blockers and all that stuff too. I have a problem with that. Because you're not parenting. Adults not supposed to give in to children. You need to sit down with your kid and say, listen, are you sure? Okay, I'll let you dress like a girl. but you're not taking hormone blockers because the LGBT community is trying to push an 8-year-old and younger is cognizant enough to choose what they want to be. Okay, if you're 8 and you want to dress like a girl, by all means, fine. There's hundreds of women out there who used to be tomboys, and now they grew up and some of them still tomboys, but they like guys, and vice versa. I'm telling you, you're letting the TV raise your children. If that child want to dress like a girl when they young, just like what's her name? Sure, by all means. But to turn the child into another sex at a young age before 18, that's crazy. Your child needs to be taken away from you. Yeah, he know who I'm talking about, and all of you. I don't care. You're not a good parent, but that's your parenting style. The next thing I wanted to talk about is this Will slapping. What's his face? Chris Rock. By all means, violence is never the answer. I'm a firm believer in that. Violence is never the answer. But I think that people is not really getting the real story, or they're not doing research. Chris Rock and the Smiths, they had problems before. And as comedians, you can joke about anything. Well, not these days, because you make a joke about, any kind of group, everybody wants the thing. You can't make a joke as a comedian these days, and that's crazy. But you can make jokes about white people. That's crazy. How you can't make a joke about black people, but you can you're clowning white people all day. You can't make a joke about gays, but you're clowning white people all day. So they're the only thing you can talk about these days, and that's unfair. If you want to be a comedian, why are you scared? So what the gays come down on you? So what the black people come down on you? You're a comedian. It's all jokes. You understand? Just like what's his name had to apologize for something he did years ago. Years ago. So anyway, I think Chris Rock and the Smiths had a conversation before. The same thing Will told him. Stop putting my wife's name in your mouth. I understand she has a show, and who doesn't these days? Everybody has a podcast, and she's doing very well with it. So people feel that people in the public eye is not supposed to have a normal life. They feel they should have access to people in the public thing. Now, if you're a teacher, would you want somebody to be having access to you 24/7? No. When you leave your job, you come home. Acting is a job for people. But you people don't want to get it in your mind. It's a job. You think it's real. Being a singer like Beyonce is a job. That's her job. She loves doing her job. When she's home with her children, she wants to be Mrs. Carter. You understand? She don't want to be Beyonce. What is her? She don't want to be that thing every minute of her life. She wants to be a mom. She wants to be a wife. You understand? She wants her personal life to be personal. When she's on stage, she's whatever you want her to be. Because she is entertaining you. That is her job, to entertain you. But when she's home, it's her job to entertain her children. So when you see her on the street and she may be at dinner somewhere, you can't be coming up to the table. Oh, Beyonce, can I have your order? No, she's out to dinner with her family. But you don't understand that. Oh, she acting so conceited. I don't like her no more. Why? I mean, if you eating at the table and somebody come up to you that you don't know and push a thing under you to sign it, would you do that? No, because these days people take your signature and do all kinds of bullshit. You understand? You wouldn't want that. So why would you want that for the actors, the singers, the dancer? Why would you want that for them? And her husband, the rapper. You understand? Why would you want that? You have to get it in your mind that these people are performing a job. So if they refuse anything, they not on the clock to work. Even if you see them in public, they may be going from point A to point B personally. When they going from point A to point B while they're working, sure, go up to them. Can I have a autograph? But when you see them being personal with their family and their friends, leave them alone. Try that. Leave them alone. So you don't have to run around saying, "Oh, she thinks she's conceited. He thinks he's conceited." Da, 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 da. You know. So anyway, the Smiths. So I think the Smith and Mr. Rock had a conversation before, and Will told him, "Keep your I don't have to be the brunt of your jokes every time you see us in an award show. Find other jokes." So the thing is, to me, I think when he was making that GI joke, I think it's not alopecia that Jada had. I think it's something more personal than that. But they don't want to say because they don't want the criticism and they don't want the sympathy. They just want to be a family that had a little scare and they band together to make sure their mom is okay. So they don't have to share that with the public because they wanted to keep that personal. Because there's people out there, oh, good for her. You understand? People out there would say something like that. And when you say something like that when somebody's sick, you don't know how they're going to react. So they acted as a normal family and probably decided to keep that close. Because I don't think Will is going to make a big thing about alopecia. It's something, she was in a hospital. I put two and two together. She was in a hospital for a long time and she looked really bad. She looked really weak. And her family was banding around her. I don't think they was banding around her for alopecia. So when Chris made the joke, Will was laughing and then he looked over his wife. He thought to himself, damn, I could have lost my wife. I could have lost my wife and this man is making joke. Chris don't know that, or maybe he did. Because in the thing community, word gets around, but everybody keeps a secret because everybody's in the same business. So certain things is kept a secret amongst other actors and actresses. So maybe some of them knew and didn't say nothing. So Will had a moment of insanity. He did. He didn't think about it. He saw his wife's face and he realized in that quick moment, damn, I could have lost my wife. The best thing that ever happened to him. And he just blew a casket. And then later on regretted, but I think that's what it was. Even though they have and even though they have used to have an open marriage or what, you don't know how hard it is to be a wife or of an aspiring or intense individual who wants to make it in the industry. Now Jada's in the industry and her husband is in the industry. But he's the better actor. So he's climbing to the top. Jada stayed at home with the children and raised her children while she sacrificed her acting skills to let her husband excel. This is what it takes in a marriage in the industry. For those who, want to know. Somebody has to give up something, especially when you have children. So Jada gave up whatever intention. I mean, she still acted, but she could have acted more. But somebody had to be home with the children. So she gave up herself and her aspirations for Will. He excelled. Now he's number one. Why he excelled? Because he can bring butts in the seats. She can't. Maybe it was a realization in a moment. She could bring little butts like the Moniques, but big amount of people in the theater will. And she came to terms with that. My husband is the better actor. My husband excels more. My husband is more friendlier than me, like me. I'm the bully sometimes, laid back, but he is the nice one, and he gets his way. She's the more listen. I don't got time to play all these Hollywood games. I'm gonna tell you how I feel kind of person. So he gets to a higher plateau than she does, cause she's from the real hood. Will is from the suburbs. You understand? That goes for background. So she's home. So now Will has the Denzel Washington complex where he's screwing everybody he's working with. Because I look at Denzel today and I'm like, and he's so proud of his son. And he's taking all the credit for his son. Meanwhile, it was his wife who raised their children. But he's getting all the benefits of the outcome of the growth of his children. Why? Because he's Denzel Washington. He's the best known one. His wife gave up everything to be at home mom. You understand? People just don't know. You have to take a lot. You have to stand up with a lot. And I'm sure the same thing with Cookie Johnson. You understand? Women in that industry have to give up so much of themselves to see their husband's plateau. You understand? Because they love their family. They love their husband. So she turns a blind eye here and there. They argue in the house, blah, blah, blah. And sooner or later, he came to terms. Why? Because Jada said, listen, all these years, I've never said anything about your extramarital. Now, you know, I want me. I want you to take care of me. I want to be the priority in our lives. So if you still want to be Will Smith, if you still want to be number one, you are number one. So what do you want now, Will? This is what she's telling her husband. What about me? When am I going to be your wife instead of your secretary? You understand? When am I going to be your wife? You know, that I don't have to show up on the red carpet. When you're going to start taking care of me? When you're going to start taking care, spending time with your wife? You're number one in the box office. What else do you want? Why do I have to sit at home only panning on your dreams and now our children's dreams? What about me, Will? And that's what happened. So now you don't see a whipped man. You see a man who's like coming to terms. Listen, my wife really, people don't know, but my wife really gave me a lot of chances and held me down. So yeah, she looked kind of spoiled now, but you got to think about it. Jada put up with a lot. Yeah, she put up with a lot and said nothing and dealt with it as a private event in her life while they're public people. So don't put her down for, you know, Will doing everything for her now. She deserves it. She gave up a lot for her children and her husband. Why not? Yeah. Yeah, because that's what I'm going to tell my husband if I was in her position. Yeah, it's my turn now. I don't want to hear nothing about you got to do no film or whatever. It's my event and you got to hold me down. That's right. And so what? You wasn't showing me no attention, so somebody else came and showed me attention. You know, and if that brought you to terms, that's how I felt every time I hear you was with another woman. You know, so don't judge before you really think about it. I don't think Will did that putting a thought in it. I just think that something deeper is going on. Is going on in the Smith family, and he exploded inward, and Chris Rock was the catalyst of his anger because Chris Rock just don't know when to stop. Because he was spoken to before. By all means, Will was not right to hit him. And yeah, they put their life out there. But just because somebody put their life out there, that don't mean you have to pound on it in the middle of the industry while everybody's okay. One joke. Move on to a next person. Don't make me your stand-up relief for the whole night. You know, so that's my take on it. I just think that Will just came to the realization that he could have lost the best thing that ever happened to him, which is his wife, because it wasn't alopecia. I don't think it was alopecia. I think it's I think it's something more scarier. I don't think they might tell nobody, you know. And I think they have the right to keep it to themselves because it's a family. Yeah, they well known, but they're still a family. I think they do that show to make people stop idolizing them, to let people know that this kind of life is not perfect as you think it is. There's a lot of thing in the background that we have to go through in order to sell tickets for these big movie studios. It's a job. It's a lot of smoozing. It's a lot of giving up on a lot of things. And people don't understand it. People just see the end results of the hard work. They don't see the hard work that you have to go through in order to get there. They don't see the sacrifices that the Smiths had to make in order to be number one family in America. They didn't see that. Well, number two after Jay-Z and Beyonce, but they not in the same realm. One's music, one's acting. You know, but people don't see the background work, and I think he gave. I think they said he gave his public apology, which he should have, and a private one. Him and Chris need to sit down and talk again, and I wish them well because he's a great actor, and we shouldn't take that from him. Because where would we be if we made like one mistake and everything was taken from us? But like I said, I think it's deeper. I think the family almost lost Jada. People, they're not saying, and they're not saying because they promised each other they would keep it to themselves, and they should, you know, because it's gonna have people that feel sorry for them, and it's gonna have people who's gonna be laughing. And I don't think people's gonna understand, and I don't think that they're gonna keep their composure. Oh, if they say a word, a mean word about Jada dying or something, or wishing them bad. So I think even now they should keep it private, but we just have to understand. And I hope the Academy let him keep his Oscar because it's well deserved. He's a great actor. I watched all his films and it was great. I love the one with him and his son. I don't know why a lot of people didn't watch that. That was a great acting piece on both the son and the father. But people got haters, and I watched some of the shows that he is executive producer, and it's pretty good. So the man knows what he's doing in music in the industry because his daughter and his son have albums and it's great. So I know he had to go past the father before, you know. So they're a good family. And I think people need not to be so hard on them. And Will do need to apologize to both public and non-public. And say what you got to say to Chris. Listen, I'm apologizing to you and I'm sorry, but please, we spoke already, blah, 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 blah. And things in those terms. be real when you talk to him, because he was humiliated. Because most black men would just hit back, start start rumbling on the on the stage, But Chris kept his composure and went on, but he was humiliated. Of course, he's not gonna sue or nothing. So, but because they understand the business. When it comes down to it, he was humiliated, but he understands the business, so he's not gonna come after Will or the Smiths legally because he's not hard up for money. Anybody else who was hard up for money, yeah, they probably would, but um, Chris Rock knows, it probably was a mistake, and he's sorry that Will came at him that way, but he's not gonna go after him financially. Because, like I said, he got money. The Smiths got money, so it's not about money. It's all about respect. It's all about respect. So that's my take on it. My take is, like I said, I think Jada was at death's door, and the Smith family didn't know what was happening to her, and they used all their resources to get her well. And they're telling the people alopecia. You understand? Because Will really loves his wife. Because every time he look at it, he want to cry. He's like, I can't believe I fucking broke my wife's heart like this. You understand? This is the kind of look I see as a woman. I really fucked up, and she's giving me all these chances. This is what Will is saying to himself. My wife is giving me all these chances, and I fucked up so many times. I gotta make her happy. I don't care what the world thinks. The world could think I'm a wuss. I don't care. My wife is number one because I've been out there and there's nothing out there, so I gotta stick with Jada. That's what he's saying. So everybody's like, oh, yeah, she wear the pants in the family now. And I give it to her. That's right. Wear the pants in your family. Run him ragged. Let him earn your love. That's right. Let him fight to keep you. If he thinks there's a better woman out there, do you. But he knows there's not. Because the next woman is probably going to be after his money. He's not going to be shining. She's going to want to be some kind of star. She's not going to go behind the scenes like Jada. Jada's already seen, and they love each other. So you don't have to stick in a marriage that is loveless. They love each other. They love their family. They got a cute little family, adorable kids. You understand, and a wonderful family. So think about what I said. Give Will a chance, and shout out to Chris Rock for being such a gentleman and thinking that it's more, because Chris probably also thought this has to be more than alopecia, and I fucked up, because if if somebody come up on stage like Will Smith and slaps me, it's something deeper is happening. So shout outs for Chris for thinking like a man in the industry. You understand? And I want to thank you for not really reacting ghetto and not really lashing, and calling the situation and making these bloggers, any more money or whatever. Thank you for understanding, being a man in the industry, that there has to be something deeper. And thank you for holding your composure and being respectful after the slap. Thank you for understanding, and thank you for thinking about that. And you're a great comedian, and a great man. And I just want to say thank you. I'm not forgetting, what you went through. But thank you for thinking as, like I said, like as a man and a person in the industry, there has to be something deeper than that. So good luck to you, Chris, in your further endeavors, and good luck to the Smiths. And it's none of your business, people. If they don't want to say, they shouldn't say. You understand? But they went through a lot as a family. Please understand. All right. Bye.